YouTube. Ah, thanks for checking in. I appreciate you. All right, so you're here because you have probably successfully used your passport to pull yourself out of their jurisdiction, and you're probably known as a national or state citizen or a non-U.S. national, something of the sort. Okay, so what I have here, this is the letter that I composed of actual facts and information. Now, that you should keep this in the car with you at all times, for reasons I'm going to explain. So, what this really is now, you get pulled over, let's say, and you're traveling in your vehicle, and the cop asks you, is going to usually ask you for information or whatever else. This is that one letter that you can hand them. Now, I'm not saying this is the silver bullet or the do not detain, get out of jail free card. This is just all the information that you may not have ready in your head when you're talking to the cop. Or, really you should just plead the fifth, hand them over your passport. That should all take care of the whole situation. But if there's things that they're going to go into questions and you don't want to, answer them or you're not sure, I would suggest, doing your own research. Most of the stuff you can get online rather. Most of this I have memorized, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to sit here and go back and forth. I just want to be able to give this cop a letter. So if he's asking me like, well, are you in my jurisdiction? Are you this? Are you that? Blah, blah, blah. What's up with the plate? This has all that information. Now, the reason and the way I made this is in kind of like an asking term, because you should never declare like, I am this, I am that, blah, 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 blah. You want to be respectful. Some of these people are just doing their job. It is what it is. So this contains all those answers that they're going to be looking for. Also, for those people who, let's say you got the ticket, okay? You were speeding or you ran through a light, whatever else it is, okay? Even though your passport should be good enough, let's just say there's that one overzealous cop who decides, I want your passport and here's your ticket anyway. I don't care. Have a nice day. Well, if you want to hand him this, that would be the ideal thing to do, even though he's probably not going to take it. And some might take it and read it just out of their own curiosity. Have some copies so that if you want to give this one to them and have some more ready to go. So I'd have 2 or 3 in your car just in case. Like I said, I keep a binder in mine for those reasons. But once you get the ticket, as we all know, if you've been watching my videos, if you have to sign it, you sign it UCC 1-308 over your name, or put without prejudice or all rights reserved over your name. It's part of the UCC code. They may not know what it is, but the people at the office, courthouse, whatever, they know what it is. That being said, with that ticket, you will have to get it back to them within 3 days. That's the legal time frame that you have to refuse any contract. Anything you've ever signed, no matter what it is, you have 3 legal days to recant on that offer. And that's what it is. Tickets are an offer, okay, to contract. So you would return the ticket, write on there UCC 1-308, and put on there, no thank you, not interested in contracting. I haven't heard of anybody much more than that having to get that back, but let's say they do send it back to you or whatever else. This would help prevent that from really happening, because this is going to answer all those questions. And if they decide, no, we want to try to take you to court, this letter right here is what's going to be the thing that they're going to read. And basically, it's kind of like a writ, okay? So before you actually go to trial or whatever else, you want to send them a list of things that must be clarified, like jurisdiction and, all these little things. This is the letter, okay? Like all the stuff you want to ask. So let's just jump kind of right in. And this letter will be available for those people who want it. Now, I'm not giving out legal advice, because legally, you can't say that. What this is just information that whether you're in the car with a cop or you go to court, these are the things that you should raise as far as like, the ability for them to even pull you into court. So if you've successfully done these things, now, will this work if you're already in some trouble or going to court, you want to kind of do your own thing? There are aspects in here that will definitely help you. And then there are some things in here for certain people, it will definitely get you out of that situation. But I can't say every situation because I don't know. Like sometimes people are calling me like, yeah, I got to go to court, in a couple of days and I got this. It's like an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Okay. So like prevent, try to prevent. But these, some of my friends also come to me and ask me about, their stuff, court cases and situations. I'm not an expert at all this stuff. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a guy who's been through a lot of stuff. All right. I'm a guy who's gone to court in the old days, and beaten the prosecutor myself. Got him to throw out some cases and some things. The judge even asked me if I was a lawyer and asked me how I was able to uh, know these things and present them. And then the judge caught himself. He goes, you know what? Never mind, because he realized if I opened my mouth, that I would say what I did, and then all of a sudden, other people in the courtroom are going to suddenly make him have a really bad day. Because as we all know, they make a lot of money on these cases. If you didn't know that, they do. They double dip, triple dip, quadruple dip, which is illegal. They're not supposed to be able to do that, but they do. So, that being said, one of the things in here, I'm asking the judge if he has stock in this courthouse. Because if he has stocks, any stocks at all, he may not even be aware of it. But if he has stocks in the courthouse, if he can possibly benefit financially in any way from your case, guess what? He is disqualified. Okay? Because now he is not impartial. He has a stake in that, and that traumatizes the case. Okay? Case dismissed. Thanks for playing. So that's just one of the things. So let's go on and check out some more things. Now, if you do get a lawyer, by the way, if you get a lawyer, by definition and by law, you're declaring yourself to be an imbecile. Okay, that you cannot represent yourself. They consider you to be stupid, and so they that's what they want, because then they get your money and then you lose your rights. Okay, you're basically pushed to the back, and that's why sometimes people, um, try to talk out in court when they've got their lawyer or the judge then goes to the lawyer and says, get your person, get your, do your counsel, because you're considered stupid. You're a moron. You're a, you know, special needs person as far as, they're concerned. You can't do this. All right. But like I said, the biggest thing is prevention. Prevent, prevent, prevent. So stop doing stupid stuff out there if you can. All right. But once you're there, or before you get there, this will help. If you're already there, there's key things in here, issues that you can raise that will help you. Okay. Um, like I said, I don't know everyone's situation, so some of these are going to work for you, some of these may not work for you. But if you're just sitting here and you would like to have some kind of thing to be able to utilize, I would suggest getting this. This will be available from me directly. All of this is not going to be free, but I'm going to give you a lot of the information that you can kind of use and look up. So let's get to it. All right. So in here, basically, I start off by saying I am not a U.S. citizen, but a state citizen or a national by federal law, okay, by their own statutes. I then talk about I waive all benefits of a U.S. citizen as I am not a 14th Amendment citizen nor a corporate fiction, i.e., all caps name, okay? Then I go into, let's see here, let's pick out a couple of good ones. Um, I'm exercising my right to travel by federal ruling. Do you have jurisdiction over somebody who's foreign? Okay. Uh, your all caps name right here. Okay. This is your straw man. This is your corporate fiction. This is what they're going against. This is how they're going against you to get your money out of your bond. When you have that ticket, your ticket's actually already paid because of your bond. But then they have that money, and then when you actually pay the ticket or fine, they're getting paid again. So, and you don't even know this kind of stuff, right? All right. So, down here, I do not have a driver's license, as the definition by the DMV does not apply to me, okay? Because you're not driving commercial. Now, if you're driving Uber or you're driving a truck or anything like that, you have to have your driver's license and all those things, and you are under their jurisdiction. So keep in mind that this is for those people who are just like regular everyday people. You're just going to work. You're using your vehicle privately. Okay. So if you don't know that kind of stuff, then that's how they get you. All right. So moving on. My vehicle is insured via a bond of security located in my binder. And what you do is you basically would write yourself a promissory note, basically stating that this is my bond, it's a private note, and you put on your made up number, which is your bond number. Keep that in some other notebook that you have at your house. For legal reasons, if you are going to produce your own bond, which is technically your own currency, it's private, you have to have a register of these things. You can't just write a number and then you don't have a proof that of your currency. Okay, this is how the system works. All right. So going on, let's see here. You can also do a request of OMB number 1124-0001, which is a registration statement pursuant to the Foreign Agent Registration Act of 1938 as amended. Okay, so basically you're telling them that you want proof that they have a bond and it's insured, because they have to have these things in place. And you're also asking them, do they have it? And is it in good and legal standing before you even go to court? See, so judge, I need to know that you have all these things before I even get there to make sure you're valid. Now, is that something that's necessarily going to stop them? No. But if they don't have it and it's not valid at the time of your going to court, it's going to be dismissed. Okay. Or what he's going to try to do is bring another judge in there. Okay. But what this does, this makes them nervous that you know a little too much. Okay. You have the right to ask these questions. Some writs can be 20 or 30. I don't know what each one of their things are, but if you send a letter like this to them and say, hey, these are the things that I'm wanting to know before I even get there, and it'll be an alterable format, so you'll be able to remove some things, add some things. I would suggest, if you do buy it, that you remove the things that don't apply for your situation. Like for me, I think I have on there that I'm also a citizen of Ladonia. Obviously, you probably aren't, or maybe you are. I don't know, but you can keep that in there. So moving right along, you're basically things like, I say in here, I will file a demurrer. If it's anything like along the lines of like speeding or running a stop signs, well, there's actually court cases that say speeding, running stop signs, traveling without a license or registration are not threats to public safety and thus are not arrestable offenses. Okay, and this is with law. The law code is Christie versus Elliott 216. All right, so, and then here, we'll jump down to a goodie of mine. I say, am I asking for legal, or let's see, is that the beginning of it? Okay, I'm asking for legal intent as to what jurisdiction we will be in or currently are in. Now, why is that important? This is one of the biggest things, because they may not have jurisdiction over you. Okay, if you're a state citizen or a national, but let's say you're a regular citizen, or you happen to have somehow got yourself in something and now you're a state citizen or a citizen and you're going to court. Okay, well, you still have the right to ask what jurisdiction you're in. Why? Because it depends on if you are in here. Let's see if I can. How are they going to try you? Is it going to be under admiralty? Is it going to be civil, or is it going to be criminal? Because depending on which one they are, if the judge happens to say it's admiralty, once again, these questions make them uncomfortable, because you're letting them know that this jurisdiction is quasi. Okay, they don't really have, like, the judge is really a magistrate. He's not an official judge. He's working on behalf of a judge from Supreme Court, which is the real courts. Okay, so when you start asking them, like for instance, is it admiralty? What court system are we in? Okay, they can only try in the three. Okay, admiralty, civil, or criminal. If they say admiralty, all right, in order for them to process you through admiralty court, which they're not going to admit to, which is pretty much what most of them are operating in, you can say, well, actually, there's no international contract. And if there is, please bring it forward with my signature. If they can do that, which would be amazing, because I'm pretty sure you didn't sign any international contracts. So case dismissed. And if they can't produce that, you then say, I would like the motion for dismissal because no contract is in place. Okay. Now, if it's let's say it's civil, you got a civil thing going on. What you're going to want to do is, once again, clarify that there is a damaged party with a signed and sworn statement. Okay, because if the damaged party doesn't have a signed and sworn statement, this case has to be dismissed. But they're not going to tell you that. You're just going to go in there and plead or whatever else, and they're going to take your money. Then they're going to get your money from your bond, and you're not even going to know. Well, you'll know the money out of your pocket. All right, so that's one of the things. And if it's criminal, basically the same thing. They have to prove that you have done this damage and that there's a sworn statement by the damaged party. Then they might say, well, it's the state, and so, excuse me. Let's just say there's more information on things that you can ask that make them uncomfortable, that hopefully they will drop the case or dismiss it before you even get there by asking the right questions. Okay? So moving right along. So if you are there, then there's other ways to basically try to settle your debts by using like your bond. This brings up information to say, basically, I know what jurisdiction I'm in, and I would order or motion that you guys pay this off using my bond. Things also in there such as like your all caps name, which is a corporate fiction. You would be able to say, this is not me. This is in business format, which construes that you're saying that I'm a business registered within the state. And that being the case, can this court provide me with evidence that I am actually this being? You hold up your birth certificate and show your name printed the correct way, which is capital, first initial, then lowercase, because anything in all caps is a business. So you then would say, prove to me that this is actually me that you're going against. And is this name in legal standing? Is this name, all caps name, a corporate entity? It is, because this is in corporate format. Can this state prove that it's registered with this state and that I'm in charge of it? And if they can't do that, which they probably can't, unless you did open your own business underneath your own name and you listed yourself as owner on there, which I actually have done, but I also have myself listed as a authorized user and as an agent rather. But I also keep myself out of trouble. All right. So I'm not really worried about it. And then I put a lien against my own through UCC1 filing. So even if they do try to do anything, it's sticky for them, let's just say. All right. So we're almost to 20 minutes. I apologize for making it this long. But obviously I didn't want to take up an hour of your time going through every single thing. So I'm just going to kind of give you guys a couple more. And all these things I'm giving you can be found on the internet. So don't feel like, I'm the only one with the secret information. I just have a lot of information that I've either used, gone through, people have given me, and some other people have worked with me on this. So we kind of brought it all together for this. Things such as being able to tell them I am not a federal employee, I'm not a corporate fiction. Our bill of retainers, against the Constitution. Am I able to bring the Constitution into this courtroom? Which that they don't like that one. Is this court bound by the Constitution? Because as a citizen, you're thinking you have those rights of the Constitution, and they don't apply in their jurisdiction because they're in a secret jurisdiction. All right. Or I should say a private jurisdiction, not so much secret, but you don't know it, so I guess it is kind of secret to you. And then here, I'll give you this last one. Question to the judge or the magistrate and all parties. So everybody in this room, is it true, or do you have a retirement fund, stocks, or do you have any controlling interest that the outcome or this ticket, me paying this fund, will could benefit you in any possible way. That's another question they don't really like, all right? Because you're basically saying, hey, if any of you guys can profit, from me having this ticket, then you're biased, all right? Which you kind of talked about earlier on. And let's see here. The burden of proof is with the court system to provide that they actually have jurisdiction over you. Okay. So how do you guys have jurisdiction over me? And they'll say, oh, well, you're a U.S. citizen. Okay. Well, for me, no, I'm not. Okay. So that's how that particular thing would work for me. Now, they would have a type of jurisdiction if I was caught in the middle of doing a crime. I was hurting somebody or I damaged somebody's property. That's when you, as somebody like me, would be pulled into their court system. Now, there are ways to try to negate that, but because those things are controversial, having then been pulled in, if I was unsuccessful on the front half, there's things such as the stuff in this here that I could bring up in a writ before it ever even gets to trial that should be able to pull me out and keep me from having going there. So like I said, it's always about prevention. So that's really about it, guys. So if you take that information I just gave you, go online, do your own research and stuff, and look up your own cases. That will definitely help for those people who want somewhere to kind of jump off of and take this information and then go out there and pull the full meanings out of it on your own. This will be available. I'll probably charge about $100 for it, because it's worth my time. So, but if it helps you, hey, that in the future, like I said, and before you do that, all this information can be online. You just have to do a lot of research. So either way, guys, that's about it. I will talk to you later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to hit that bell, like, and subscribe. The Bad Wolf is over and out. And I appreciate everything you guys have already done and for staying this long to watch my video. So I'm off to make some more videos because I got a lot more stuff to get out of here and into your heads. All right, so that's it. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.